Hello. Good morning to everyone present here. I'm Sandhya
Good.
on behalf of MTT. I would like to start the intro session with a small quote. Sometimes challenges and struggles are exactly what we need in our lives. May I welcome every effort, every struggle, and every challenges. I would also like to introduce TrustedTutor.com. MTT is a marketplace for private tutors, school teachers, corporate trainers, academicians, educators, all kinds of educational professionals. Our mission is to make a quality education easily and affordably available to all. I take a great pleasure to welcome our speaker of the day, Dr. Padma Navanitha, on the topic Strategies to Motivate and Engage Students. She is a multifaceted personality. She has achieved many awards in her career, like Most Qualified Principal, Avantika APJ Abdul Kalam, International School Awards 2019, etc. She is currently working as a principal of East West Public School, Rajaji Nagar, Bangalore. She is a dynamic person with a flair for perfection who has been tirelessly working in her position for the past 5 years.
Thank you, dear. Very good evening to one and all. Just would like to see they can unmute the videos. Yeah, good evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, dear friends, happy evening to one and all. Based on the topic, knowingly or unknowingly, most of are all educators. Before start, I also would like to quote which is a very inspiring quote, like most of the teachers and the students who like to hear it. It goes, teachers encourage minds to think, hands to create, and hearts to love. We know that present scenario is making everyone feel very uncomfortable. Before we wind up, last 10 minutes, let us just have a discussion too on what parameters we can just work out on it. Friends, we all know the most important strategy to motivate students is for the teachers, it's only to be very patient. We know that, either it might be offline or online. What does the children like from a teacher's end? Do they think that really the students listen to the teachers in the classroom? I don't think so, because the most important concept of a teacher to be a teacher is to being very concerned towards. It's not very important that students should love the subject. They should love the person, one who is taking up the class, because it makes a bit inspiring to them. Because the teacher is a person, one who need to keep on patting a child, saying that you can do, you can do, you can do. You know what that makes? Small changes in the mind of a child. Yes, why can't I do? And because we grown up adults know, we all know how to motivate ourselves, but we lag in inspiring others. Students, they don't feel like coming and sitting in the class if the class is monotonous. What our teachers does is, as a principal as well as a team leader, what I've noticed is every time commenting a negativity of a child, ma'am, he cannot listen, ma'am, he cannot understand, ma'am, he cannot take up, ma'am, he cannot take up such challenges. And I think that is the drawback of a teacher. When you start saying that he cannot, she cannot, and definitely they cannot. Instead of that, start saying that, why can't you do? You are capable of handling, you are capable of doing it. Only the thing what you required is just focus on it, whatever you are trying to do. Because always developing a child's mentality is more important. Growing the mindset of a child is very important, because that becomes definitely when a teacher makes a child to be comfortable in the class, and the same person becomes a role model. Nowadays, if you ask any students, a role model, students immediately they'll start taking out the actor or actress. Most of the students, they lag identifying their own teachers. Certain times it may so happens that they definitely will say that my mom and my father are the role models. most of the students, they don't even take up the teachers. It's only we need to Google up and see that who is the best teacher. Why is it happening? What is making the impact for the children? Someday we ourselves are not determining to that. It's like most of we are aware from kindergarten, we have learned a thirsty crow. You know, what I like in this is thirsty crow, though we have heard whenever I go to any session or in any class for the higher students, I ask what have you learned from the thirsty crow. They say the thirst has been quenched. It's not the thirst has been quenched. No, the main concept, if you observe, if you read it again and again, the crow is trying to identify the skills. It's highlighting the skills. You know how the skills has been highlighted. When a crow is very thirsty, it is not depending upon any other birds, any other creatures. It itself identified its problem. See, number one, identified its problem. What did it do? It started looking for it. Means it started having a creative skill there. Creativity has been highlighted as the second skill here. Be very creative. And when you have to be very creative yourself, when the problem has been arrived there, see, it started collecting the pebbles and started dropping it. That shows the efficiency, that shows the involvement, that shows the crow's talent. And what did it do ultimately? It satisfied. When did it get satisfied? When it identified its problem, when it noticed what it's supposed to do, and after that, it itself started quenching its thirst and flew very happily. Here shows ultimately in the initial stage there was a problem, but by the time the crow quenched its thirst, it's very happy. In the sense, happiness has to be brought into the minds of the children. Because we teachers, whenever we enter to the classroom, we feel like, class, now I look for a silence in the class. You need to concentrate on me. Come on, let us start the class. Have you ever thought or just put a kind of you can just start assuming yourself, you enter a classroom where you can notice all different kinds of animals are sitting in your class. Just assume, just analyze it. You know, what it shows there, animals are sitting there. It shows that there are different quality and different strength are focusing towards the teacher. A teacher, one who is standing there, is observing different strength. And each strength is making its own uniqueness. It's coming out with unique thoughts. Like example, I would just like to highlight it. If you just analyze, a student is like a elephant strength, the other child is a tortoise, one more child is a snake, one more child is a bird. It's really a beautiful classroom where you observe. You know, in that classroom, a teacher is required to understand the caliber of each child there. That's what I told initially, patience. Being a teacher, you must always have a tagline saying that I have a lot of patience. You know, handling all these creatures, all the students' mentality is not at all easy. No, why it is not easy? Because we, being a single person, dealing with such efficient people is not so easy. But how can you handle them? How can you balance them in the classroom? When you have a talent, when a teacher has a talent to understand their strength and their weakness. It may sound low, but understanding a child's strength and weakness always makes a teacher to be an efficient person. It's like even they can start even wherever they go. The moment you start giving a negativity about a child, that is a weakness of a child in the classroom, immediately within a fraction of a second, highlight the strength of a child and then see the difference. That's a foremost strategy of a teacher. When you want to make your child to be perfect, and because each teacher wants that, each teacher looks for that. Oh, my class always getting a good percentage. My class should be well disciplined. When a principal or a management enters to my classroom, always I expect that. I need to carry the decorum. I need to carry that. Oh, this is Sheetal class. This is Somana class. When the name highlights, always the teacher, goosebumps start. Oh, my class has been praised. It's not like The moment the management or a principal praise you, you should feel it. It should be a word of mouth. It should just be in a word of mouth. The other class students or even a parent should start speaking about you, not the class, not the, because no one knows how you are going to teach in the class. Nobody, probably it is like, with a CC camera where a principal can observe your action, can hear for some time. And parents are out where only they transfer whatever the children are going to convey to the parents so that the teacher can gauge, parents can gauge a teacher. But your style, your efficient words, the way you converse, your conversation matters a lot in the class. The moment you converse in a class, next moment the child should feel like, oh, why did bell ring? This is such a polite way. Yes, certain times a few of the teachers also have asked, ma'am, then you mean that should we all the time be polite? Can't we just raise our voice? Can't we just speak anything? When we be stressed up, can't we just raise our voice? Absolutely no, you cannot. Why should you feel that? Why should you want to raise your voice on a child? One whom you are not able to encourage. Because the more and more you start encouraging a child, you feel that your soul is there. It's like it is an attachment, because child always should feel. In the classroom, if there are 30 children or 20 children or 40, 50 children, each child is unique for you. As I told you, the strength of a child connected to your animal, see that strength and how I'm going to match to that child. How I'm going to match up myself and making the child to listen. Slow learners will be there in the class like a tortoise just moves. But it's efficient how it should be, how the child should be made to understand concepts in the class. Just support a child. Always, patting a child the moment you feel that the child is low. Just pat and say, oh, child, you are able to do the best. You are doing, I can observe that, I can notice that. And one positive note of a child in the classroom makes the transformation. It just gives a transformation, which I have experienced and my team members have been experienced. Why is it required all the time motivation? Even we also need right now in this, due to this pandemic situation. Most of the teachers, initially we were so low. Teachers ourselves, we were low because everything is new. Though 1956, this online classes have started. Now in 2000, we are coming out with this. But connecting, see what is happening now. I'm speaking from here and you are listening from there. And the same thing is happening with the children. But in the classroom, it so happens, we just keep moving around the class. And we just touch the child. The stretching, that is a kind of, nowadays, touch feel makes a lot of difference. And for little children, for the younger kindergarten children, we hug them. That gives again a positive transformation for the children. But here, what is happening now, one-to-one, what is happening of this virtual classes, we are not feeling that, kind of a comfort zone. We are not feeling it. And initially, even we teachers felt that stress, boredom, no interest, lack of interest, we had it. And gradually we started ourselves adjusting to this. But still we are not happy. There are various reasons because we as a teachers, we also initially we saw many viral videos and audios that don't look at the communication, don't look at the, framing the sentences of a teacher. Grammatically, they may go wrong. All these things you need to give an excuse. See here, many videos and audios, we have heard that doctors speaking about it. Kindly excuse the teachers, kindly understand the teachers. Don't, stress them. When we ourselves are undergoing such situation, just imagine how the situation may be for the children. We always think that, hey, yesterday I taught this so-and-so chapter. You are still not able to understand. You're not still able to recall it. They definitely cannot recall, because as a teacher, if I am an English teacher, if I'm a science teacher, if I'm a social teacher, I always look at my subject. And I always am thorough and updated with my subject. But children, this is where we have learned, where we have read that child understanding one subject, all the subjects. Why can't the child? It's a target. We give a target. As an English teacher, when I enter, children, this is my subject. You all need to score more than 90 or 90 plus. and social teacher enters, children, you all need to score so and so subject marks. Hindi teachers enters. Like all the 6 teachers or 11 subject teachers of ICSE, CBSE and state, always see here, we look at the target for ourselves because we have to ultimately put it in front of the management. Ma'am, this is the score of mine. When? By end of the academic year, during the final exam. Are we only limited to that extent? Is that is required for us? Should we only look at the marks of a child? What happened to mentally? Are we just attaching, connecting children emotionally? I don't think so. We are not that much. Because initially, yes, most of the senior teachers does this. Senior teachers are the counselors of the class too. And now teachers, those who are taking up this profession, are stressed up so much because they're unable to balance it. That's the reason we take up B.Ed, where we learn all such ground rules, how to be a teacher, what makes us to be a best teacher. According to me, what I have learned from my experiences, to be a teacher, it should not be just go as an option. Just have that appetite for yourself. Oh, my child, my children in the class should carry every day when they go out some skills from me, something which is going to give an impact. The end of a class, each class, just give a moral tip for the child. Strategies in the sense it should not be always technically skill-based, because we always look for that. Technically, certified, it's not like, just give a concern for a child. Even if a child does, the child should know to confess that, ma'am, yes, today I did a mistake. Can I open up to you? Can I speak to you, ma'am? Ma'am, I need to come back to you. And, which has been noticed, I have read many times in the suggestion box, children saying, ma'am, science teacher gives a kind of a harassment me in the class, ma'am. She takes out my name and says, you have not done this work. And the teacher just throws the book. Do we think such kind is the right part? I feel like all the teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, politicians, they just take an oath initially before they enter to their profession. Why can't we? Because in B.Ed, we always read it, but we never take a kind of we assure or we take a promise saying that I'm going to be so and so. I think we can just motivate our teachers. We can tell our teachers, every day is a new day. Every moment you enter to your class is a new day. Every class you take up is really new, because don't think that the child is updating along with you. Technically, they are very, very smart. No second no thought or no doubt at all, because even first 1 year child also can know how to operate, but we are lagging in that. Technically, they are very sound. Techie savvy now, our children now. But why are they lagging to read? Why cannot they understand? What is making them to understand whatever I teach? Normally teachers will ask, ma'am, I went to the class, my strength is 40. I teach it. Whatever I want to teach, I use all my lesson aids I have taken, my lesson plan I have taken, teaching aids, everything is appropriate, ma'am. My teaching aids, if you see, it really attracts. To whom it should attract? Because in the classroom, we know 3 divisions of children are there. Some are very smart, hyperactive. Some are below average. I know here below average, I would like to just focus this. Never we should use it as a below average students, and the word can be used as focus. Because why should they be called as below average? Below average also sometimes gives a stigma in their mind that, oh, am I not uprighting myself? Instead, let's just take away and use a synonym, focus. So it means that those children are focused in the classroom for everything. When you say focus, it just makes a teacher feel so happy. Teacher should feel happy and the child should feel that, ma'am, I'm being focused. Yes, you are highlighted in the class, child, because you're very smart. Just, when such things comes out to the mind for a child, feels that. Because always teachers, my dear friends, treat each child as a unique. When you focus, and sometimes if you need, just sit next to the child. Even being as a principal or being an director, it doesn't mind that I need to show off myself. Go sit next to the child, call the child to your cabin if you want. And there also certain times it will be a negative impact will be given to the other children. Hey, you know, today so and so went into the cabin of principal, so and went into the cabin staff. No, that gives a negative impact again there. So better in the classroom only you sit at the child and say, hey, what is their child to understand? It's so easy, my dear. You know, come on, read it once. Okay, come next to me. Come near the board. Okay, read now. I will sit in your place. Come on, you start explaining. Friends, I'll tell you, definitely 100% that works out. You know what happens there? I mean, these focused children, when we bring them, the child start connecting to you. Start connecting to you and feels that, yes, I am capable of. I'm really fit to be in the class. And taking certain things, I just would like to tell you people that what the major fact takes place. Either it might be the tutor or in the classroom, the environment also matters a lot. The way you place your things in the classroom matters a lot. Encouraging the child with self-reflection is very important. In your class, with your child, you should reflect there. And make sure that every moment, every class, by the end of the class, kindly give the feedback for the child, saying that, child, this is where you have gone wrong. This is where you have done right. I mean, the track system is very important because that gives a progress for the child. And always, you know, have some funny way also. Like we may not be able to, you know, I cannot give a mimic here, or I cannot make a humorous part here, like, because we are all, we don't look for it. But for the children, every time it's required that the child should be, either it might be math, it might be science, it might be social. A kind of a funny activity is also required for the children, because they should feel it. They should feel that, yes, I can enjoy this classroom. And always make sure that being given a kind of a motivation for the children, giving certain examples. Give your own examples only. Why do you want to read books and give all such your own experience, your own examples, how you have struggled to come out to this stage? Share that. Always, you know, live examples makes very effective to the children. And also you can ask the children, come on, you can just share certain things. How do you feel about your classes? Always take the feedback, give positive support to the children. Because why it may be sounding to you people, why this lady is just telling all the time, you know, support or motivate, inspire. We don't know the background of each child. Have you ever asked your teachers? Please, if not, you ask them, because strategy is one of the best strategy I can tell you. Ask the teacher in the classroom if there are 20 background of a child. Most of the teachers, I can guarantee you that they might have not given. Because why this I'm trying to highlight is, it so happened that with my own experience, a child is a very bright child. It seems in the beginning, but the year when I joined, everyone started telling that, ma'am, this child is not at all smart. The child is very, arrogant child, very stubborn child. But I'm highlighting that initially the child was very bright, it seems. And later on, there are certain distractions have taken place. And it so happened that each child, as a class teacher, it's the duty of a class teacher, always motivating and giving a positive feedback to the other subject teachers, saying that my class is the best. All the children giving a positive note. It so happened the year when I joined this class, the child was already in the 10th grade. And I had only negative feedback about the child when I looked at the feedback of all the teachers and even the co-friends. Then it so happened that because in the classroom, the school, I coordinate with the child, I didn't get the time to speak to the child. So I collected the phone number, I spoke to the child. I felt like I need to go to the home and meet the child. It so happened that the child lost parents, and the child was there with, grandma, and grandma was taking care. And the child could not just express to anyone that he has lost his parents and no one are there to take care, because initially we know the affection or how the parents take care when the parents are not, when the child is missing the parents, how grandma can be taken up. And this has not been noticed, and the child also could not express to anyone, and the child drastically went down. And I would like to take out the teacher name also. She is Mrs. Lima. my 10th standard teacher, she supported the child so much. Every day, I mean, whenever she used to get time, most of the time she used to visit the home, sit next to the child, speak to the child. And the child started literally, initially the child was not comfortable, but gradually the child felt very comfort zone with the teacher and started calling her as a mom, though she's a spinster. And a kind of attachment started growing, and the child excelled in a very good percentage, ultimately, I mean, in the boards. So just a small connection happened here, knowing the background of the children. So please, we should never, just tag a child with certain names. Better always have a positivity, and even we should have that. Definitely, certain times that helps us to be a good teacher. I think just would like to know certain, if you have any queries so that we can just have a discussion on it, because it's already 5:30. I have half an hour time. Yes, I have here, I think, Anvesh Ghosh also. I think they have expressed that virtual classes are not as comfort as, and even we know that, because most of, I don't know how many you have noticed it. I had been to some homes itself to check this virtual classes, how it is working out. And also it's quite funny when we looked at into the medias, social media, where it is just, viral. The child will be sleeping, around it. Only the audio will be playing. They're not at all looking it. So what best we can do is we can just ask the parents, send a note to the parents saying that, ma'am, I want you to switch on the video and I need my child to listen and kindly accompany the child. It should be only below 5th grade. Above 5th grade is not required, because we don't feel comfortable when a parent sits next to the child, because always the parents start looking out the defaults, the flaws of a teacher, and they don't appreciate also. Whatever you do, they don't appreciate. So always asking them, kindly don't unmute your video. I just would like to see it. And it should be a challenging task also. It's really challenging task asking the children. You have to start, because you need to call out the names. The best part is call out the names and start speaking to them. Oh, see, have a name list and call out. Make sure that the child should not unmute. If the child should not unmute, means what is the best challenging where you can do? What best you can do? Just need to engage them. Yes, absolutely right. You need to engage them. And, where certain times it happens, asking the children, you have to start sharing the screens also, because it should not be boredom. Now, see, I'm speaking to you without any screen. So somewhere it feels like only I'm speaking and you are listening. But children love all colorful activities. And at the same time, in this virtual, what you can do is how you can motivate, because probably this whole academic year goes on, start giving a lot of class leaders. Regular classes, definitely we make a class leaders. And here also you can make a leader of every week, keep changing. And what best you can do is, and the leader is responsible of making sure that all children are not muting their videos. And appreciate the child, give a badge, call a star kid of a week. That motivates. For us, it's nothing. For us, it doesn't count at all. But for the child, it definitely will count. Because in the classroom, definitely we do. And start sharing, start giving stars. Even 10th standard children will expect. What even our teachers expect. Positive boost for a child, for a teacher also expect. Saying that today my English teacher, you can just analyze it. In any meeting, when you start saying that, our English teacher have done tremendously good today. How nice she explained the class. The moment you take out the teacher name in the meeting, once the meeting gets over, you can just speak to the teacher. How did you feel today when, somebody took out your name? I really felt very proud. The same thing happens here in the, during this virtual classes also. Highlight the child's name. Every day you must make sure that, today I'm going to speak about these two children just for 1 or 2 seconds, and then I'll continue with my class. Every day give some moral ethics to the children. Every day, before you wind up, it's not like, we will set up the time, and by the time, before the time itself, we won't be knowing like when are we going to log out from it. And the classes keeps running and time falls short. That should never happen. You should always make sure you have to stick on to your time. 5 minutes is in the beginning and 5 minutes before you conclude your class. 10 minutes is definitely required, because no child, even we cannot listen to any speaker for continuously for 45 minutes. We cannot, and they cannot. 20 minutes is the right time where a child can listen. If you consider that first standard to till fourth grade children, they can only listen to you just for 10 minutes. And fifth grade to till 10th grade children can listen to you only 25 minutes to 30. They cannot beyond that. It's only you should keep on talking, they'll be listening. And ultimately you yourself will end up and land up saying that I have done my best. And if you want, if students should not feel jealous about the teacher, what the best you can do? Because it's not like always, I always start with my class saying that children, I love you all. So teachers, I love you all. There is no difference between English teacher, a Kannada teacher, a Hindi teacher. Or each teacher is equal to me. Always we should not differentiate that. We should never differentiate anyone, because that's what I told you: above average, average, and focus. Even teachers are also in the same manner. Some teachers are highly technically skilled. Some teachers need support. Some teachers they come, it's like, sometimes they say, don't take it wrong, Bella and Bill teachers. They just come, enter the class, they'll feel that I have done my best and they'll walk out. That should not be a teacher. I mean, such teachers, please identify. You may be a senior teacher or you may be a fresher, but always see that, highlight that. You can call out them and say, dear, my dear friend, today what happened? Please don't take it wrong. Today, so and so mistake you have done. Kindly, can you correct it? I know always what we do. See, we are the replica of our students. We are the replica to our class. We always carry over it. It surpasses from one mouth to the other mouth. Do you think it is right? I don't think so. Instead of that, always correct the person wherever you find it mistake. But never do that in front of any child. And never do that in front of your team members. Because not in the staff. Always it should be one-to-one. Even if you are counseling your child, even if you are speaking to your teacher, your colleague, always it should be one-to-one. Or call them and say, I have found this mistake, kindly correct. Can you correct? And see the difference of that particular person. You will see, we have to inculcate such habits. We need to inculcate. When we are not able to inculcate, I'm sorry to say that, then don't take up this job at all, being as a teacher. Because we all know, the entire world know, teacher is the first person who creates all the jobs. Who are the main, strong base, I can say strong base. Then when I am not able, when I have jealousy, when I am not a right person to be on this platform, please don't take up or don't allow others also to take up this job. Probably they're not fit for it. Patience is very important, inspiring, motivating, correcting them whenever they need. That is what we do, no? Teachers, when we take up the notebook or when the children write the tests or exams, we correct. Why do we correct? Then why can't we put everything wrong, or why can't we put everything right? Why do we correct there? We correct, and that too we correct with red pen itself to highlight the mistakes. And when we highlight the mistakes, now for example, I am Padma and the other friend is Rashmi, and Padma have done certain mistakes in my notebook. Am I going to, my teacher is going to put it in Rashmi book, these are the mistakes Padma have done? Never. My book, you are correcting. As a teacher, when you check my book, you are putting my mistakes there. And you are giving marks to me. Whatever I have credited, whatever you have found the correct and wrong, you are highlighting in my book. You are not highlighting in my friend's book. The same thing, dear friends, when your friend, co-friend does any mistake, kindly correct them. And you see, children never feel that jealousy. And the best option during assembly you can utilize. This is one of the strategy of motivating students is, during the assembly, seek the permission from your principal, speak out in the assembly, not for a lengthy lecture, just 5 minutes. Brief out is just 3 minutes. 2 + 1 minute is required. Whatever you are going to speak on that time, that moment, it should be a quality talk. And that quality talk should instigate each and every child. It should give a thought to the mind of a child. It should trigger them. Take a small topic, honesty, bravery, the best, and highlight that. See, in a month, 30 days, 24 days is required. We will be having 24 teachers. We will be highlighting, we will be speaking about the strength in the class, a strength in the assembly. The same thing should be, carried out in the class. The moment I enter, because assembly helps to highlight the teacher's positivity. Here, it's not like I need to favorism all teachers. Either it can be alphabetical order, you can pick. And start appreciating the teacher, because I do that. I've seen that positive effect. Now, if you ask any of my teacher, they don't have that barriers. They may be having with personal feel, and that personal feel, no, we are helpless for that. Always, that gives a jealousy. If a teacher has been promoted, the other co-friend feels that, oh, she has been credited, she's fit for nothing, but still she has been given so and so, credentials. I know that person one who is speaking, just ignore, because the more you start thinking about it, the more you will start feeling that depressed, or you feel like, you feel very low. Always make sure in the assembly highlighting that too in a positive effect. No, it's like creating a story there. Children, today it so happened that one of my so and so happened and we have appreciated, the other person felt bad. Is it correct? So there is a question mark now. And definitely that will reach to that person. And again, there it should be in a positive manner. You should speak. You should never highlight any negativity of a child or any negativity of a teacher. Short story, short song, any play definitely will help. Definitely will give. That definitely makes everyone to feel that impact you have to create, friends. We teachers are a live example for our children. Live example. We don't know what is our timeline. None of us are aware of our timeline. So that's the reason the moment every day you should feel very free and very fresh. And strategy, one more strategy to put into this, because I have more than 20 strategies. I'm just randomly, I'm just speaking to you people. Always the moment when you come out of your home, because teachers, being as the educators, we carry over that stigma, we carry over the thought, it keeps triggering, disturbing. It disturbs, like in a spouse, when they fight, they go out and that keeps running in their mind. They board a bus or board a car, or they reach to the school, still that keeps running, and hurry barily they enter to the class, hurry barily, they start shattering everything. Is it required? We tell children, you have to keep calm, you have to be very patient, listen. You start listening yourself first. The moment you cross your threshold from your home, you need to forget everything. Ma'am, I cannot forget, ma'am, still that will be disturbing, whatever it's happened at home. You are the right person to take the decision what you need. You need to speak to your mind. You need to tell to your mind, Padma, now I have to keep myself calm. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. If I want to forget so and so, what should I do? Because when you are carrying your impact, how can you give us, how can you take a command in the classroom when you're totally disturbed? That doesn't happen. So speak to yourself. Even I have experienced many times at home, hurry barely to pack up everything and work and then carry on. But the moment I enter to my gate, school gate, I say, Padma, you are not your home Padma, you are school Padma here. And I try my level best to change. The moment I enter, I just give a broad smile to myself, not to anyone, to myself. Padma, I'm new Padma here. I'm going to enter to my classroom. And I'll speak to myself saying that whatever distractions you need, don't have it for the 6 hours. Later on, I'll give a corner for you. You start. And I'll start with my work. And the moment I come out, I'll forget everything, whatever happened in the school. Because we should tell children the same thing. Children, the moment you enter to the classroom, you should not have any disturbance in your mind. You should feel that fresh. What to do to feel that fresh? Have some chanting, just 1 minute or just for 50 seconds, some chant Om Mantra or positive vibrate you play in the classroom. Because each teacher are a prince or princess of their own class. You have no one are going to disturb you. Just for a few seconds is enough. Play a beautiful song or a musical instrument in the class, or just allow a child to say, do it. Just seconds I'm speaking about, not hours together or minutes together is required. That gives a positive vibrate in the class. So balancing, and most probably teachers may say, ma'am, language is easy for the teachers to teach and they come out. You know, math is difficult and science is difficult with the formulas where we cannot make the children to understand and listen. And the social teacher comes saying that, ma'am, remembering the dates and all is very difficult. English, Kannada, Hindi, they can manage, somehow they'll get past, but core subjects are the social, math and science. It's very difficult. And science teacher, social teacher, math teacher should have your own strategies in making the child to understand. Give them a mind mapping. Mind mapping helps the children too. And mind mapping is just not just writing it. It should be very colorful as the child can make. And just highlight the words. Keywords are very important. In ICSE, they never look at reading the lengthy pages or lengthy words or lengthy answers. Same thing with the CBSE. And state, definitely they look for sentences. So the keywords, each teacher will be knowing this chapter is highlighted on, highlighted part of the, you can take up the keywords of that and just ask the child to just read out and understand. Connect it to the, you have to connect it from one word to the other word. And it can be some children are very smart, just at one glance they will, and the few children they cannot. The children who are focused, for them what you can do is bold words. You ask them for each chapter, let them have that bold words and color it and put it in their home. Or even the books, whatever they're writing, whatever they're making a notes of in it, you can just highlight it. Ask the child to highlight those formulas or keywords and ask the child to repeat. And every day the teacher can make sure in the classroom, before the child goes out, the teacher should make sure to, it's like a rehearsal, ask the child to revise it. So no need at the end of the academic year making the children all to sit and keep reading or mugging up. It's not required. But next classroom, ask the same formulas for the child. Every day allot it for 3 to 4 children. So just by the time you enter to the classroom, children should have, revised it. Each day 4 formulas or 3 formulas also can be done, because this is the effective way of making. What normally it's not be like, month end or weekend or during exam times or during test times, we rushing up. Should never do. Every day make it a habit yourself. You anyhow teachers will have lesson plan. The moment you enter, children, can you just give any formulas, whatever you are given, children, can you just and ask the other children to do it. One write up can be done, and every time make sure children should write it. Now, one of the institute where I have noticed that in that institute, everyone are the toppers. So I had got an opportunity to visit to that institute. So what I found there was, normally when we give assignments, we miss of checking all the students. So what that institute has done is, the moment the children enter to their gate, they have to submit their own. It's not like in the classroom collecting it. Because 8, 9, 10 usually they concentrate. 10th standard, they'll allot a teacher who is a paid teacher, and the teacher will collect all the assignments there only. So what happens there only, it will be a check seal. In a sense, they don't read up the entire books because the time constraint there. So they put a seal, just checking like 2 mains or 3 mains if they're given, just mains they will check and they'll put the seal and they'll send it to the child to the classroom. Later on, it's like, the fear starts, for the child. Oh, my mom is going to collect it near the gate only. These are all the tricks what teachers can use. These are the small tips where you can just have it for yourself. There you are giving a fear in the child's mind. Oh, tomorrow I have to submit it. So other question rises, ma'am, what if the child doesn't come tomorrow because of the assignment? No, you have to start appreciating the children in the assembly, because as I told you, assembly gives them. Or today, the subject, all the children have, submitted their assignment, one applause. Applause just takes a fraction of a second. Done. The work is done. See, these are the few things where we can have give an impact, dear friends, in the school and for the children. And always, every time, make sure the child should feel very comfort with you, very comfortable. It's okay sometimes if the child wants have a frustrated tone in the class. You might have observed, you might have seen the child screams. You don't do the same thing. When a child screams, automatically your tone rises and you say the same. And what is the difference between the child and you? When someone is rising their tone, it's we best all the time to reducing it. Just calmly stand, be still. Then the one who is rising voice automatically feels that what's wrong with this person? I'm so frustrated. I'm screaming on this person, but look at him. I know they feel a kind of a shy without their notice. It's a positive effect of a person. And then when that person cools and calms the child, then speak. And when you are addressing, it should not only to that child, it should be for the whole class. So these are certain strategies what you can keep and give an impact to the students. Slow learners, when you think about it, how should I make a slow learners to read and write and to excel in the subject? Slow learners have the name list of the children. Every day, please spare some time. For 10 to 15 days or 1 month, if you constantly calling the child, calling them, have you done this? Have you worked out? Have you completed? Oh, very good. Just that's enough. Just 1 minute you have to spare on those children every day. You should not miss even a single day. Every day, 1 month you do, see drastic changes take place. Knowingly or unknowingly, the child falls into your trap. 100% I can assure you that knowingly, unknowingly, the child falls into the trap. Because here the child is getting that connectivity between you, all the subject teachers. You can say, ma'am, today, because every day they'll have all the subjects. Ma'am, all teachers should call? No, you had to plan. You had to sit together. The science teacher, social teacher, today we are going to speak about this. We are going to call the students. Tomorrow, the other 2 teachers. Next, the other 2 teachers. What happens? Overall, the child feels that I have been given importance. That individually each child will be given importance. The child feels it. Feelings are so impacting part. It connects the teacher and the child. All the time keeping the complete, child's, your experience, making the child makes the best. Your teaching makes the best. Certain times even it so happened that I too have interacted with the students. I've asked them, children, do you know, I hope I was not clear in the class. I didn't explain you well. Hope you are aware of it. Teachers certain times what I've noticed. And students immediately they stand and say, ma'am, today class was not at all good, ma'am. Take that negative vibe. Yes, you might have not done well on that particular day. But you as a teacher won't like to listen such comments. It's okay. Just make a fun there. Because I wanted to know how you people, purpose, certain times they do mistakes. Children, because I know you're all smarter than me. I wanted you people to highlight it. And that's the reason I did. Crack a joke here and there and see the way of impact and keep on giving feedback to the parents also. It should be always personally need to contact. It should not happen in front of the child. Positivity, always speak in the assembly and share it. And make sure that if something negative impact is there, please don't do it. And for the parent, you call them, you being there as a role model to the child as well as the parent. It's not like simply calling, your child have not done so and so, your child has not performed well. Just so it. No. Each parent expects a positive vibe when they enter to any PTM or to meet you also. A smile, just give a smile. You are not going to lose anything. And we are not going to, it is not even, no need of paying for that. When a parent comes, make the parent to sit comfortably, update the parent, giving the information about the child, and say that what support the parent can give along with you. Friends, definitely these things, this kind of promoting a kind of a mindset definitely will be fixed in their minds of the parents also, saying that my teacher, definitely. I think they're all the God. You can see they themselves becomes the almighties. Nowadays, teachers are only almighties for everyone. Most of the parents and teachers, but never, because as a parent, when I go to my child's PTM, the moment when teachers looks at me with a grim face and say, your child has not fared well in front of other parents, can't take up that, cannot take up that. Instead of that, asking, Padma ma'am, can you wait there for some time? Let me finish it up if you have time. If you don't have time, ma'am, can I just make a call to you? You can just check out all the papers and you can leave for the day. Done, no? Same thing I think we can also do to our teachers and to our parents and students. Always, every time, every moment is a fresh for us. Every child is a unique for us. And every day, every moment is really life-based, and we are the lifeline for our children. Motivating, inspiring, giving live examples, being yourself as a role model in the class definitely will make a child to feel the best in the classroom. And always taking out their names in the assembly also once in a while gives a positive vibe of the school. And make sure, teachers, you should become a word of mouth. It's not reading in a book, it's not writing up on anywhere saying that so and so teacher. The school teachers and parents should have word of mouth about you, what way of transformation you are bringing out in your class. And it can be with your colleagues. Always have a broad smile on your face whenever, as much as possible, because that's biggest asset of a human being, because where THINK is think, whatever step you take up. So I would like to hope, I know that I have burdened you all without any sharing PPT, and the trusted tutors are given an opportunity to interact with you all. And thank you for listening to me. I know that maybe we're all not perfect, but I just felt like I need to share certain things. Though time is short, I was able to just, randomly pick and just speak to you all what all the things have generally we can take up. And thank you so much for listening to me. If I have done anything wrong with you, kindly share it to me also. I'll share you my number to you all. Thank you so much to each one of you here.
Thank you, ma'am.